Welcome to my D&D Beyond step-by-step homebrewing tutorial. I'm Nosfero, and today we're diving into the unpredictable magic of Chaos Bolt. This spell is a wild card in your arsenal, with its damage type shifting on a whim and its potential to chain to multiple targets. It is a fascinating spell, and it's also a challenging homebrew to figure out. Today we'll be implementing my version of it, which unfortunately doesn't account for all of the dice rollers you will need, especially on scale up, but prioritizes the main features of this spell. Are you ready? Because we are about to begin. All right, let's copy the contents of the spell. Before we leave this page, let's head over to D&D Beyond and let's create a spell. We'll create it from scratch. Let's click that name field, Chaos Bolt, from Xanthar's Guide to Everything. It's from 5e. It's a first level spell. Ooh, what level? It is a evocation. Evocation spell. Casting time is 1 action. It has verbal and somatic components. Range type. That is 120 feet. And duration is instantaneous. So ranged, 120 feet, and instantaneous. That description that we copied, we'll paste it in here. Great. It has the table we need. This scales up based on the spell slot used, and then this is for the sorcerer class. Click that purple create spell button. Now, for my version of this spell, actually first, before we get into that, let's go into additional information. Let's take this as a ranged attack type. Save changes. That is useful for making the spell appear in your attack actions section. Now, getting back to what I was saying before, for my version of this spell, there are going to be 2 modifiers. One modifier for the 2d8 damage. So let's go ahead and put damage. I'm going to put all as my subtype because depending upon the dice rollers here will determine what the actual damage type is. So actually we need to put that in here in this details section. One of the 2d8 dice and what is the wording it uses here? There we go. Copy it directly from the spell. Okay. Go ahead and click that blue save button. Now, we also have another dice roller. That is the one that scales. So let's add that modifier. We'll put damage. This time we'll put additional because it's additional to whatever type that was. It's 1d6. We'll go ahead and save that. Now we need to scale our spell. Let's go to the add a higher level. For every spell slot higher than the first, we scale up additional points. And it is an additional 1d6 per spell slot level. And there we have it. Chaos Bolt. Pretty simple, but it took a little bit of figuring out, and you'll see why in a moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this spell looks like on a character sheet. Let me reload my sorcerer. Okay, I have a bare bones sorcerer, level 10, just so we can see the scaling factor. Let's add in Chaos. Chaos Bolt, there's the one we just programmed in. Now what you'll see here is that the dice rollers are only clickable for a 2d8. But if you take a look at the spell, you'll see it's got both a 2d8 as well as the 1d6. And when we start scaling it up, we're starting to see that the scale factor actually is correct, but it doesn't have a dice roller for it. That is an unfortunate aspect to D&D Beyond's homebrewing system, and actually all of their spells in general. Let's wrap things up. Today, we homebrewed Chaos Bolt, a first-level evocation spell. It is comprised of two modifiers, one for rolling 2d8, which determines the damage type and whether the spell bounces, and another modifier for scaling up additional damage. We also have one at higher levels scaling factor, which adds additional points to the 1d6 damage per spell level. If you liked what you saw, click that like button. If you enjoyed the content and want to be notified when I post more, hit that subscribe button. If you have something specific you want me to homebrew, contact me through Discord at Gaming with Nosfro or via email, both of which can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.